don't know what happened. I went to go live on YouTube and it crashed. So I was like, oh, okay, that's great. What do I do now? So I'm Andrea Praber. I'm the broker owner of Great Expectations Realty. As you can tell, I am in a parking lot at the moment. No, I'm not driving. To anybody out there worried that I'm about to crash into something, I'm not going anywhere. I am actually, I'm over at Chick-fil-A because my daughter just got a job over here and she's in there doing orientation. And I was like, well, I will come pick you up about 6 o'clock, but I've got a live, so I'm gonna be in the parking lot doing that while you're in there doing whatever. So, I don't know, should be interesting. So you guys are hanging out with me while she is doing that. So, hopefully, now that I'm on here, I don't know, I like was on here for a second and then it just like completely crashed and started over and it was like, would you like to continue watching? And I'm like, watching? I was on it, whatever. I don't know. YouTube is having a moment. But anyway, so yeah, I am hanging out over here and just kind of waiting for my kid. You know, Lexi just got her driving permit, but she does not drive on her own yet. So I am picking her crazy self up pretty soon. Anyway, I was on the city of Dunellen Zoom. Oh, it is crazy town over there. Okay, absolutely crazy what's going on in Dunellen. There was this really long editorial that just came out where a city council member just basically, I don't know, just blitzed everybody about this short-term rental ordinance and how it all came about and who did it, and it was shaming. It was shaming. It was crazy. So it's not that she dislikes or likes the short-term rental ordinance. She dislikes how it came about. And quite frankly, after reading what she put in there, I totally and completely agree with it, 100% with what she said. It was just kind of, I don't know. It was very weird the way it all came about. So not cool with that. I keep seeing people pop in and then pop back out again. So not sure what's up with that. All right, let me go ahead and take off my, let me see. Oh, I don't know if that helps or not. Anyway, so the whole thing, I'm listening to it. It's absolutely crazy what's going on in Dunellen right now. They've got like the city council members all fighting with the public. So now they've said they don't want anybody to make any comments. And I mean, they're like, we should just start over from scratch, which has now alienated them from the entire city zoning and planning because they worked for months, fine-tuning this ordinance that was presented by some random person over in Dunellen. It's just a hot mess over there, and it is heating up. So I don't know, it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy what's going on in Dunellen tonight. Just absolute mayhem. So I was sitting here listening to the Zoom on the city of Dunellen ordinance that's going. It's just crazy. It's crazy. So I don't know, like, who thought, I don't even know what they're thinking over there. I just really don't. They're like, okay, you only have, 2 minutes or 3 minutes to talk or whatever. But then the people that they like more are able to talk for as long as they want. And it's like, you can't do that, but they are doing it anyway. I mean, literally, these videos of these meetings are going to be played at court at some point. I'm pretty sure they're all getting sued at this point. I don't even know, because the favoritism is so strong. It's crazy. So, I mean, it is, the whole thing is just messed up. But yeah, it's like, little small town politics or whatever. And you can just sit there and eat popcorn and just look at this mayhem going on. And you're just like, did they not understand Robert's rules? Like, do they not understand? Like, I don't know. If somebody becomes mayor or city council person, is there like a mandatory class you have to take, or not really? They're just like, okay, you're mayor now. Like, how does that work? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So it is just craziness, absolute craziness. So yeah, that's what's going on like right now as we speak over in Dunellen. So I was watching that. What else? This week, Ocala was basically underwater. No. As you can tell, there's no water. Any of the low-lying areas, definitely. Like, if they were in a flood zone, they flooded. Like, we had so much water. It just came in, and we literally had, like, a warning for flash flooding. It was kind of crazy. So that happened. Wasn't really a fun time, but, you know, we had that. I mean, did I have any flooding in my house? No. Any of my neighbors, one had like a little part of their yard had like puddles, like big puddles. So yes and no. Yes and no. But there were some houses that actually did get flooded. So a couple of them. There were some roads. There's still some roads. Some of the parks got closed because of like so much water, but I know it's pretty much all gone at this point. I did check to see one of the roads that I take to come into work. That one is a problem area. I wish they would just go ahead. It's like got a pond on one side and a pond on the other side, and the road dips down. Well, every time it rains, really rains, like if we have a hurricane, or in this case, just some wild thunderstorms, it floods over, and the two ponds on both sides become one pond across the road. I don't know why they don't just let the two ponds be together and do a bridge. It's a low-lying area. Now, is it flooded all the time? No, but it's happened. This is the second time in maybe 5 years. So, but I mean, when it floods, it really floods. So, like, maybe they should look into that. Maybe. Just saying. I don't know. I don't know. I was telling people, look, as if you can, if at all possible, please look into getting some flood insurance if you're in like an almost flood zone. So some places it's not required to get flood insurance, but you're looking at right now, if you're looking at your house and you're looking at your yard and it's like a whole bunch of water, either fix that and get some grading done, or if it's not really feasible to fix it, go ahead and get that flood insurance. Maybe it's not required, but maybe this is your wake-up call that you should get it. That's just my 2 cents. I have flood insurance. I am not in a flood zone at all. Our yard doesn't flood at all. All the trees are back away from the house. I still have flood insurance. I still have it because I've seen too much, man. Seen too much. The flood insurance isn't just for flooding from outside. It's flooding from inside. And one of the most destructive things you can have in a house is a flood. Any kind of water. So, yeah. But yeah, there was like so much media coverage about flooding in Ocala because it's so incredibly rare. And of course they had like, you know, a few houses and then a sinkhole opened up by a house. It didn't open up like under the house or anything like that, but it was close enough. It was like 5 feet away. So I think 2 sinkholes have opened up that I've seen, or that I've seen on news coverage or whatever. But again, so much rain, of course we're going to have some sinkholes open up. But my dad actually called me from Michigan. He saw the coverage. He's like, are you guys okay? Are you guys underwater? Do you have, was your house the one by the sinkhole? I'm like, what? Dad, there's like hundreds of thousands of houses here. There was one house. What are the chances it would be like my house? Don't you think I would have called you? Like, really? But yeah, I mean, he's been to my house. He knows I'm not in any kind, like, I'm like pretty high ground. So whatever. It was just funny. I was like, no, we're fine. We're not floating away. There is no boat involved. But we were pretty soggy. Like, ugh, it was just, man, my tomato plants are thrilled with life, though. I have so many tomatoes right now. I'm going to have fried green tomatoes probably tonight, actually. Because, wow, they, like, overnight are, like, this big. It's crazy. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I got banana peppers, too, that need to be picked. But that's at home, and I am here in a Chick-fil-A parking lot because I have a 15-year-old that wants to work at Chick-fil-A, and they hired her. So here I am waiting for her to get out of orientation. Does she need the money? No. Does she want to work and have independence? Yes. Even though I'm going to have to be driving her. The stuff we do for our kids, I swear. Anyway, I'm really hoping they don't put her on like the 5 a.m. shift because that's going to suck. We'll see what happens. She's out for the summer, so it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, they open for breakfast. So yeah. Ugh. Anyway, let's see what else happened. Oh, a restaurant exploded like crazy. Nobody was hurt, nobody was in it, but yeah, a restaurant only, I don't know, about a mile up the road. Nobody was there, and the whole building just exploded. Like a tropical smoothie place or whatever. I've never been there, which is kind of sad, but it's been like 50,000 different restaurants, I swear. But yeah, it was like Hugo the Tropical or something like that. Anyway, yeah, it was crazy. Like all of a sudden, Friday afternoon, evening, it was like 5 or 6 o'clock or something, just like the whole thing just so, and then it like burst into flames, and the fire department was there in 2 minutes. That's some pretty good timing. So 2 minutes, they put it out. They were like, they had to cap the gas lines though. Apparently it had gas lines. So I'm thinking that was probably it. But some people are like, it may have been something else because somebody wanted some insurance money. And I'm like, I don't know. But they said they're investigating. But I mean, don't you have to be there in order for, like, I mean, how does that work? I don't know. I don't know enough about it. All I know is it went like, so, and then they shut down Pine because they were like, there's a gas main explosion or something. Like, they had no idea what was going on. So they just shut down all of Pine, and everybody's just like, whoa. I went by it today because I was just like, I had to go past anyway. But yeah, I looked at it and there's like not much left. It's like, there's a roof. There's walls, sort of. It's more like there's sticks holding up the roof. It just, yeah, gone. Crazy gone. Which, I don't know. Especially, the timing is a little weird because that Ocala coffee and beverage place just opened up like a block away. So, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want the competition. I have no idea. I don't know. But, yeah, that was crazy enough. I've never heard of anything like that in Ocala. But yeah, it literally exploded, like movie style. Excuse me, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. So what are you guys up to? Anything interesting going on? I got a few viewers. I don't know. I'm just putting live chat, so. I went to monitor a class today. That's where I was this afternoon. It started at 1 o'clock until 5 o'clock. It was a little... See, I used to love taking classes because I would always learn all sorts of stuff. And now I just want to, like, help the instructor because he was from a different area. And so he kept saying stuff like, oh, you'll need to look into how to get this or look into that. But then I like commented at one point to like let him know that, yeah, we can easily get, down payment assistance programs and stuff like that on Stellar, which is our MLS. And he was like, yeah, I'm getting to that. And I'm like, oh, he does not need or want my 2 cents. So I just zipped it, and yeah. So, I mean, he was super, super entertaining, really, really nice, but it was like basics of working with buyers and helping them with down payment assistance, and I was like losing my mind. So it was a very long class. So, like, woo. So yeah. That was an interesting way. So it was kind of nice because I did need to work on like our buyer's material. So I have like a buyer book that I made. Like each page is like, what is title insurance and why you need it, how to take title in Florida, because there's 3 main ways that most people, and what's the difference between them, home inspections, what are the steps, that kind of stuff. Well, I took all of that information that's in like a 20-page printout, and I made a single trifold brochure, and I put all of that information way condensed down, and just really did basics in how to buy a house in Florida. And yeah, so that was what I was doing. I was taking the class, but I was monitoring. So yeah, monitoring is literally monitoring the class. Like if the instructor needs anything, you help them. You make sure everybody's signed in. You write notes for when everybody takes a break, stuff like that, just to make sure. Because it's for CE hours, we have to take continuing education. So we have only like 14 hours every 2 years. It's not bad. I didn't really need the education hours. So I normally just go online and do mine. And because I have so many different classes, like each license has to have a different set of hours and a different set of classes. So no. So if I were to try and keep up with like, okay, 3 hours here, 4 hours here, 3 hours there, 2 hours here, I just go and do the whole 14. So maybe I'll have like 4 hours here, 3 hours. It doesn't matter. That's just excess. So I don't count it. So, but others do. They do the 14 hours and they go and take classes and things that they want. But I mean, every year I probably put in, I don't know, probably 200, 250 hours of continuing education each year. I go to conferences, I'll go out of state, I will take classes like crazy, I read books like crazy, like constantly I'm learning in my field, which you have to. I'm sure if you guys are in, you know, the different fields you're in, it makes things, I don't know, it keeps it interesting when you can learn more about it, right? So if you're a dentist, you're going to learn like the newest procedures, you're going to go to conventions, you're going to look at the new tools they have, you know, like whatever your field is, you learn in your field, and it keeps you sharp and it keeps you motivated to continue doing better. So anyway, but yeah, I do a lot of hours. Goodness. So yeah, just kind of interesting. But yeah, I got quite a bit done actually this afternoon on that. So, and then answering emails and stuff. So, because I brought my laptop. And then I'm supposed to be working on helping the local association. They did a task force for redoing the new member orientation because it's like super boring right now. You just watch some videos and it's just like ugh. So making it easier for the people putting it on, but also making it more interactive. And because it was my idea to make it more interactive, I have to like submit ideas, and I have to I don't know, come up with ideas. But anyway, so I'm going to be monitoring a new member orientation soon. So I think that's in July. So if you are a new member of the Florida Realtors, OMCAR, Ocala Marion County Association of Realtors, and you're going to your new member orientation, I will be there. So anyway, and my sister was just texting me. She's like, hey, somebody just texted me and they thought it was you, and I don't know why they texted me, but it's an audio clip. I guess maybe they left a voicemail. I'm not sure. But she's like, I'm going to send this over to you. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I don't know how they got her number, but okay. Whatever. My cell phone number is not as easy to find anymore, just because I get a lot of phone calls for like running the brokerage and a lot of spam calls, and it's not cool. So I don't have it up there because I literally get spam calls, even with a spam blocker on my phone, probably 20 to 25 times a day. It's just constant. So yeah, my phone, the ringer is never on. So if somebody actually wanted to call me or something like that, that's not a good idea. Call the office, no problem. Or like email, great. But calling me, texting would be okay. Texting is good. But yeah. I was like, I don't want to put my phone number up there because it's not a good use of your time. It's not. So yeah, I don't know. It's been crazy. So lots of water in Marion County lately. Everything is growing like crazy. Serious. I have like massive tomatoes at home. Like massive. They like overnight. It's almost like, yeah. Let's see. We had a few houses that got flooded. We had 2 pretty good sized sinkholes. One was right by a house. And 1 restaurant exploded. So been an interesting week. I mean, all things considered, pretty interesting. And then there was Juneteenth. Yeah. So if it's a holiday or something like that, the office is closed. I don't normally do a live because I probably have not got makeup on and I look like crazy and I'm in my pajamas and I'm not doing it. So, but yeah. So yeah, for Juneteenth, our office was closed because the title companies were closed, the banks were closed. It was in the middle of the month. There really wasn't a reason to be open. Like, I mean, the agents came in, like if they had customers or whatever, of course they can use the office, but the actual like admin staff weren't there. So yeah, so I didn't do a live last week. So this is actually technically 2 weeks of lives. So I don't know. Who we got on tonight? Who is watching? Anybody interesting? Interested? If any of you guys are new here and you're wondering why I am not in my regular booth, we are sitting in a parking lot, parked, patiently waiting for my 15-year-old to get out of her new employee orientation. She is the proud new employee over at Chick-fil-A, which is across the street from my office. So she is super excited. It's her first job. She is like all in. She is so excited. Also, they were the only ones that would hire a 15-year-old. But she's super excited. She is. She actually did try to work at Publix first, and they never even called her in for an interview. I'm like, aw. So they hire 14 for Publix to go and, you know, get carts and stuff like that. But no, they didn't call her in for an interview. So she tried Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A was like on it. They're like, yes, you are awesome. Absolutely. They put her through all the interviews and stuff. And now she is doing her orientation, which is supposed to take about an hour, but we're at about an hour and a half now. So anyway, so we're hanging out over here waiting for Lexi. So as soon as she's ready to go, I may go ahead and after this, I may actually show you Marion County to let you know it is not actually underwater. It did have some flooding in some areas, but those are already flood zones. Those are flooding areas. So we know those areas flood. Excuse me. But yeah, everybody was like so freaked out because really Ocala doesn't flood very often at all. But there was some parts that flooded, and of course that's what hit the news, and everybody's like, oh, Ocala's underwater. No, dude, we were soggy, that's for sure. But there was basically a few houses, trees came down. I freaking told everybody last week, I was like, watch, there's gonna be some trees coming down. The week before, I was like, this much rain, there's gonna be some sinkholes. Sure enough, 2 of them opened up. So yeah, it's not rocket science. Those stupid water oaks, I'm not even joking, those things are ridiculous. They are absolutely ridiculous. I hate water oaks. They fall on people's houses like, like, oh, I have this beautiful oak tree. I'm like, cut it down now, save yourself. Those things are horrible. They're literally hollow. If you ever look at a water oak and like cut it open, it's completely hollow. Completely. Like the limbs and everything, hollow inside. And it's called a water oak because it fills up with water. And then it gets, as it gets more and more water, it gets super top heavy. Just flops over and invariably falls on people's houses. Like, just, it's like aiming for them. Those things only live about 30 years. That's it. And then they flop over. And yeah. I hate those things. I hate them. If I could go in the county and get rid of every single one of them that was anywhere near anybody's houses, I would in a heartbeat. Terrible trees. Live oaks are awesome. Live oaks will withstand pretty much anything. They'll be here long after we're gone. I mean, they'll be hundreds of years old. It's crazy. Live oaks are amazing. Water oaks are the bane of my existence. Two different kinds of oak trees. They look very similar. They're not. They're not. So bad. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna have to tell a secret. I'm not that much of a fan of Chick-fil-A. It's not that I do like their food. I mean, they're okay. It's okay. I don't really eat fast food, which you wouldn't think because I'm like, you know, kind of fluffy, but I don't really like fast food. I really don't. And it's fast food. I mean, it's healthier fast food, but it's still fast food. Like, I don't do French fries and stuff. That's just, it's not my thing. So I guess if she has to go to a fast food place, this is the best one out of a lot. But some people are like obsessed, absolutely obsessed with Chick-fil-A, like crazy. She's out, I think. I don't know. She forgot to get my signature though, so maybe she's just asking for my signature, but that ain't happening. All right, questions, comments, concerns. What do we got? Trying to get my laptop in my bag. Everybody's so quiet tonight. There we go. Chris. Thank you, Chris. Been researching Central Florida communities to move to, and Ocala looks great. Thank you. Tired of Chicago. You can see that. It's funny. My son actually wants to move to Chicago. Going to be there for vacation in a week. Looking at new build videos. Oh, cool. Good idea. I would highly recommend new construction right now. Like, highly recommend. Like, beyond highly recommend. Because it's super inexpensive right now. I mean, comparatively. So if you can get brand new construction, not have to worry about a roof or anything for like 10, 15 years at least, do it. Absolutely. Especially if it's like the same price as regular resale. It's insane. So yeah, absolutely. Let us know if we can help with that. Would love to sell you a new construction home. I was just talking to an agent about Century Homes. She got a closing on that. She sold a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, brand new construction home over in Citrus Springs for $229 or $229,000. I gotta add some zeros. But yeah, $229,000. That's awesome. So she's like, this is so flawless. The whole process was so great. I'm like, that's good. That's awesome. So yeah. Anyway. So yeah, to be able to purchase brand new construction home, she said it was about a little over 1,400 square feet living for $229,000. That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, you can't, like, resale is not going for that. That's great. So love it. What else we got? Hopefully you're gonna come and talk to me when you get down here. Of course, my son, if he's in the area, he's gonna be like, Chicago. Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's never even been through a winter. He's seen snow like once. He's crazy. Like, there is no chance I'm going back to the white stuff. My family all lives in Michigan. I think there's something wrong with them. Like, they choose to live in Michigan. It's cold. It's like painful to breathe kind of cold up there. No, not me. Everybody's so quiet tonight. I guess this one's going to be a short one. I'm not sure what my daughter is doing. I thought she'd be out here, but she might need a signature or something, so I might have to run in there and cut this short tonight. I don't think I've done a 30-minute live in... It's been a while. Normally I'm on here for like an hour, hour and a half, but it's pretty quiet tonight, so maybe I'll just go ahead and cut this one short. Don't know. I'll let you guys know how it works out for her at her Chick-fil-A orientation. She says I'm not in the parking lot. Yes. Yes, I am. I promise. I caught a ride with Logan. What? I think I better go. Wait, what? The neighbor boy. I'm definitely gonna need to. Okay. You guys have a great night, and I will chat with you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm gonna go try and find my 15-year-old. Have a good night. Bye.